Thank you for joining us here at the Pacific Playa Lounge. Today we've got the lovely TERESA Mack, who is going to tell us all about why she's in real estate. So stay tuned. We are definitely in for a treat. TERESA, thank you so much and welcome to the Pacific Playa Lounge.
Well, thank you, Manif. It's so exciting to be here today.
All right. TERESA, the purpose of doing this video series is to really get our clients to get to know us better, as well as our agent body and everybody else to kind of see what makes you tick. I know a lot of agents definitely look up to you, and you are definitely someone that has set the bar here at Pacific Playa to be very high. And this is a great pleasure to have you here at the lounge to ask you a few questions. Now, TERESA, what is your real estate superpower?
Well, I think when it comes to servicing clients, it's caring and creativity. I think when it comes to interacting with agents, it's enthusiasm and wanting them to succeed. So one superpower, I don't just have one. I'd say I have at least 4.
Well, tell me about them. We have time.
Well, creativity with clients is super important because the market is always changing and the client's needs are always changing. So not having a cookie cutter approach to real estate is very important. A lot of our competitors are very cookie cutter, and that works for some people, but our clients want a personal experience, so that's where creativity is important.
Mm-hmm.
With agents, and when they're developing their careers, I think it's really important that you are enthusiastic, not only about the brokerage growing, but about their business growing. And that's the reason that I love doing both things, working with clients and working with agents.
Now, TERESA, you said you've been in real estate for 15 years. In the course of those 15 years, you've definitely built and been part of building the Pacific Playa Realty Group. How does being a part of Pacific Playa and building it from the ground up, how do you feel that serves the agent body, the community, and in real estate?
Well, one of the things that's a great benefit about building a brokerage from the ground up is that every layer of that brokerage has been touched by you, or in this case, by you and me. So every agent, we've recruited them individually. We've made sure that their goals and the company's goals are in alignment. And when it comes to serving the community, there's not a lot of shift and change in the management group. That provides consistency, it provides reliability, and I think it makes the community feel like they have a trustworthy resource for real estate information. Not somebody who's just gonna pop in because it's popular, but somebody who's from the community, is gonna stay with the community, and that wants to see both the business and the community succeed.
So TERESA, I know you have a long-standing history, you and your family, as being Angelenos and being in real estate. Tell us a little bit about your experience here in Los Angeles and why you've chosen to conduct business here.
Well, I'm a Bakersfield girl, so I'm gonna give a shout out to my hometown, but I came here when I was 7 years old, so Los Angeles really is my home. One of the things that's great, as you know, about Los Angeles is that it is full of niche neighborhoods. And when you're counseling a client on where they want to live, they need to know the ins and outs of each of those neighborhoods and how that's best going to suit their lifestyle. So I think that's one of the things I love about LA. It's not just one place, but it's an amalgamation of a lot of communities, a lot of culture, and a lot of different lifestyles.
Now, speaking of, bringing a lot of different perspectives into real estate, tell me a little bit about your background.
I started my career in accounting, and I moved from accounting into law. So I've had 2 great and very successful careers. But I have to tell you, my career in real estate has been the most fulfilling. I've always been the kind of person that wanted to help others. I feel like my growth comes from the growth of others, and real estate was the one career that offered me an opportunity to bring my expertise in finance and law, along with my love for people and community together.
That's great. Thank you for that. TERESA, I know you're really big into some of the core values that we have here at Pacific Playa. Part of that is your passion for training others. About how many agents do you think you have personally trained?
Well, at least several hundred, probably bordering on 1,000 at this point. I've been in real estate for 15 years and I've been a trainer for 13 years. So we've always had a robust training program at Pacific Playa Realty. And as you know, you and I developed that from the ground up.
With regard to the different neighborhoods here in Los Angeles, what area do you specialize in? I know you sell all over the place, but what areas do you specifically focus on?
So View Park, Windsor Hills, Baldwin Hills, and Ladera are the areas that I focus on the most, with View Park being the place that I call home. View Park and Windsor Hills are 2 neighborhoods that sit on the same hill. So I would say both of those would be my focus point.
Now, why those 2 neighborhoods?
One, I grew up there, so I know every sidewalk, every alley, every fruit tree along the way in the neighborhood. I've grown up there since I was 12 years old, and I love it. I raised my kids there, and my mom still resides there. So I found it easy to make that the place that I focused on for my real estate because I knew it best.
So, Teresa, now you've had many careers and your clients are so lucky to get your expertise from accounting, great with numbers and investing, as well as, your law degree that comes in handy, and you were a practicing successful attorney. They're getting all of that experience. How did real estate choose you?
Well, I started in real estate like a lot of people, buying my first home. And I went through that experience, and it was so stressful. It was all the money that we'd ever saved up. And honestly, I didn't think my agent did that great of a job because I felt stressed out every day. So real estate after that became something I was interested in. And I felt like I could bring a person through that process without as much stress and giving them more information to make a decision. The other way that real estate chose me is, unfortunately, my dad died at a very young age. And when he passed, he left a pretty substantial real estate, a collection of real estate. And it was a lot of different things. It was a house, it was a farm, and he was in partnership with people. It was really complicated. But after it was unraveled by a very good real estate attorney, we did have enough to keep a roof over our head and for me to finish college and for my brother and sister to do that. So real estate, in effect, saved us. It saved my family. It allowed us to have some stability that, was left in the devastation of losing a loved one. And it became really important to me that other people be able to realize that power in real estate, its staying power, its ability to appreciate and value, to provide stability for the family. So even though real estate can be very lucrative for both real estate agents and for people who own it, for me, it was something that stabilized my life. And that's what I think it can do for others.
It's such a pleasure to talk to someone who actually had a legacy in real estate already, and that was done for you, and then you were able to continue that and now offer that as a true gift to the community to teach others how to do this as well. Because we've had several conversations between us that the legacy in real estate in particular communities are very short history, and promoting that history is really important and relevant to the communities that we serve. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. The last question from me to you is, what path do you want to take in the next 5 years in real estate?
Well, I'd like to continue to build our brokerage, to see it double in size, and then see the work that we do with agents replicated across the country. So that would be one part of an important piece. The other part is to continue to invest in real estate and to teach families how to retain and transfer their real estate wealth in a way that minimizes taxes and minimizes loss of income. So those are the things that I'd like to focus on.
I know you're at Pacific Playa, obviously, at the helm leadership side, but you've also formed the Herb and Lux team. So tell me a little bit about that name, and tell me a little bit about what this team is all about.
Well, I'd like to say I thought of the name, but that wouldn't really be true because you thought of the name. And the name of the team is Herb and Lux. And that's the cross between the urban experience and the complexities of an urban environment, and luxury, because a lot of communities in LA are urban, but are at a luxury price point. And so what the Urban Lux team does is we bring a luxury experience to all communities, regardless of where they're located or the price point. We're going to give the client that luxury experience, where if they're a seller, luxury marketing and expertise, and if they're a buyer, the sophistication of finding what is often difficult to find product in urban markets because they're almost always in high demand.
So how do you select people to get on your Urban Lux team?
Well, I like to think that I select the best, but of course, Pacific Playa Realty is full of a lot of great agents, and we have some programs in place that test the mettle, so to speak. We have two programs in particular. One is called Sales Logic and the other is Empower, which you are the creator of both of those programs. And I like to see people participate in those programs and see how consistent they are. That's the first measure of a good team member, is one, can they perform consistently? Because real estate has such a long sales cycle. Without consistency, you can't see success. The second thing is the agent made for a team? And that's a difficult decision. Some agents want to be individualists, they want to be an individual agent, but there are many agents who find that they work in collaboration with others best. And so I'm always looking for agents who work well on a team and who have that work ethic that has both consistency, persistency, and determination.
Well, Teresa, I know you very well, and it's always a pleasure to sit down, and it's been great to give other people the opportunity to not only just see your signs everywhere on the weekends, but also get to know you a little bit better. So I really appreciate the time and the effort of just sitting down for a little bit from your busy schedule and joining us here at the Pacific Playa Lounge. Thank you so much for joining us.